Hello. It's been a minute since I've done one of these. I've been contemplating this series I'm about to start now for a while. How to do it, what order should I do it in, how to focus on it, how to make it understandable. And really, what I've come to find about myself is the more I have to think about a thing, the more I will procrastinate on it. And the reason I'm finally pulling the trigger on this, because yesterday I was with a friend. This friend has had life throw all kinds of hardship at her. It's been rough. And yesterday what we did, or what I tried to do, was just get her away from all the... Anybody watching this is living their lives. You know what it's like to have something major come up that puts you in physical pain. You still have to operate in your day-to-day life. You still have to accomplish goals. Just even sometimes a struggle to just get the basics done. Because you've got this physical impairment that is just driving you crazy and stopping you from doing the things you need to do. And on top of that, life gives you all kinds of distractions and annoyances, and eventually you start to feel like you're just trapped, surrounded, and there's no way out of this. So my goal yesterday was just to get her away, let her find some peace and let her get her thoughts collected, get some sleep. It's amazing how much the right amount of sleep will help your focus and your perspective in life shift. And when she woke up, I was already well awake and deep in contemplation, because this is how I live my life. I am deep in thought most of the time. I've changed everything in my life so that what its purpose is to allow me to think deeply. Because there are problems that need to be solved, and I think I have solutions to them, so I want to keep working on them. And her question to me was, how can you already be this deep in thinking, this far into your own head, and it's only like 5 o'clock in the morning? And the reason is, believe it or not, like it or not, understand it or not, I understand how human consciousness works. I understand what it is. And in that discovery, a lot of things become apparent. I've tried to discuss them here, but this medium is... Look at the world we live in right now. Right now. The most powerful and influential people in the world are making their money trying to destroy our focus, and I'll talk about that in a future video, probably the next one. This is your introduction. Part 1 will be about focus, our ability to focus. So we got the most powerful and influential people in the world are making it that way, are becoming that by destroying our focus, and doing so now with full comprehension of what they're doing. The best inventors in our world are inventing in reverse order, as far as I'm concerned. It looks like they're trying to help and save things, but the things they do first are things that should come later. Once you don't build a thing to help the world, but that thing only works on the flaws that are in the world already. It just exacerbates things. The most connected people in the world are making it worse. The successes we have in our world right now are making our problems worse. And everybody is talking about, we need to fix these things. We need to find a change. They go on TV and say, here's our problem. We need to fix this. We need to fix these. We need to fix those. There's all kinds of projects we could be working on. But nobody has a solution. There are solutions. They're just... You know, the irony in it is they are simple to implement and hard to describe. What you have to do is build a new world. Pay for it with the proceeds of the old world and convince people, not even really convince people, but show them how they work. Understand that most of us think we know how we work. And there are people working and grinding really hard, just people like me, that are out there working and grinding, trying to make that paper, trying to be successful, trying to build a better world for their kids, when all we're doing is compounding issues that we've had for thousands of years. And at the same time, they're doing it by doing things they hate. If you're a younger person right now watching this video, for one thing, get a life, okay? Don't watch old people talk. Look at what you have for opportunity in this world. Now, both of my boys, and I say both, I realize, both of my boys serve the U.S. military. They're both Air Force. They're good, strong kids. Very proud. I'm very proud of them. But what are their opportunities? The youngest, who is a pure brain, will serve and hope he finds a way to make a living using his brain, but he's using his brain in a world, in a system that, to be successful, detracts from the net gain of our planet and species. If you are somebody middle-aged, not say in your 20s, not middle-aged, but in your 20s, are you finding a work environment that is conducive to happiness and increasing your ability to think, or increasing your ability to be happy? How many eggs do you have to break to make an omelet to be happy? It doesn't have to be this way. And my task, why I'm thinking deeply upon waking every day of my life, and why I go to sleep the same way every day of my life, why I try to do everything in my life that only allows me to increase the amount of time I get and the amount of focus I get, the amount of productivity I get in the time I use to think, is to solve these problems. To do it, look at the challenge that I and people like me are up against. We need to come up with a new world system that grows itself out of this old system, that if you try to replace this old system, they will shoot you, or they will just sabotage you to make it so that, see, like right now, you try to tell a capitalist that socialism is the way. I'm not saying that socialism is the way, but try to tell a capitalist, a dyed-in-the-wool, true-blood capitalist, that socialism is the way to save our planet, and you will get fought. Because you're wrong, but also because of ideology, something that is personal to them. Try to tell them it's communism. Not saying that it is, but you will get fought by the socialists and the capitalists. Try to tell them that it's without religion, and you will get fought by the religions. Tell them that it is with religion, and you will get fought by different kinds of religions that are atheists or humanists or, see, the newest religions, and they aren't that new. It isn't that new that the new religions be about sexual freedom, diet, exercise, expression of thought, freedom of thought. These religions are not new. They're just now becoming more focused, mainly because of our communications equipments and technologies. No matter which direction you go in, you will get strong pushback. You will get, and they don't just push back nowadays. It used to be, it's just easy to put them in cement shoes and nobody will ever think about them again. But now they try to destroy and defame your character. which is, I mean, I guess you get to continue living, but it's not a kinder, gentler way to put somebody in their place and stop what they're trying to accomplish. Now, it's not, my point here is not that this is difficult. My point is that the people we need to do this are too busy fighting each other because they know that they're right already. You need to come up with business models, and I've got many business models that work for this new era and allow... See, there's this thing about business. I like to say that my earning a degree in business management only taught me I don't want to manage a business. But there is a level of thrill to building in a capitalistic society. There is a level of challenge. There is a feeling of order. This is how the world works. This is how you succeed. You find that niche, you find that weakness, crack open that dam, and then you've earned it. It was your thinking, it was your maneuvering, it was your hustle that allowed you to make it. You need that. That is human strength. You need that, but you need to get it. We don't only have to succeed by making others fail. It's not truth that the only way progress is made is by stepping on smaller people or finding a greater number of lesser people to utilize for your advantage. That is just the way it has worked for all of our history. It's not necessary for it to work going forward. But in order to do that, I have to first start at the basics, which is how we think and how we become happy. How we can experience happiness and how we think, I think, is the basis. If you understand consciousness already, and you understand the flaws that shows you about the world and how we operate in it, then you have to start at that basic level, how we think. So the name of this series will be Our Ability to Think and to Find Happiness. Many of the solutions, and I'm not, each one of these topics is going to get broken down in its own videos. I want to do videos on everything from focus, how our mind focuses, how that benefits us, how we stop ourselves from doing it, to I want to have one video where I am actually just talking to an AI. From the basics all the way up to the future. Why am I thinking deeply at 5 o'clock in the morning and before? Every day, all day. Because too many people tell the world that there is a problem. Too many people tell the world they have a solution, and all they want is future likes, followers. They want to be influencers. I don't want that. My task is to try and explain how we can turn this around without becoming an icon, because icons are vulnerabilities. If I somehow become this influencer, I am easy to destroy. I've lived a common life. We are all... I just watched this show. Black Mirror had this episode about this, what was it? Awful Jane or something. Jane is awful or something. And I'm watching it. Immediately after I see this thing happening to her, I'm like, this can happen to absolutely all of you. Everybody looking at her and judging her, this can happen to you. And guess what? That was the goal of the episode. I don't know why I just got off on that tangent, but sorry, I move around a lot when I talk. I suppose you'll have to get used to that. The point being, everybody in the world who's trying to find a solution to this, at least the only ones I'm going to know about, are the ones that are doing it because they're angry. They feel like they know the truth, and the truth is this world needs to change. That's not necessarily true. Well, it is likely. But how we change it is important. The method we use, the goals we set. And I have to do it, all right, first without becoming an icon, which means I have to go on YouTube, make videos, hopefully convince people, and meanwhile, not become famous myself. Because to do that defeats the purpose of this. And there are so many problems to tie into this. Hunger, energy, human trafficking, racism, sexism, equality, equality in resources. You can't, maybe my solution is a bit too basic. Maybe I understand something. The person who understands how consciousness works is just a construction worker in the Midwest. That's it. Nothing special here. So maybe the solution is a little bit basic. It's not intellectually elegant. It's let's fucking build it, not let's make this brilliant, insightful concept and then try to sell it to the world. It's more or less, here's the problems. Let's stop freaking ragging about them and start to fix them. I'll give you an outline to go off of, something to build on, some way to understand how the process works, which is the point of this series. We need to stop talking about it and just start to build it. It doesn't have to be where I live. Although I would love to see the most powerful nation in this world be the one that builds it. This is where I live. I love my country. Every woman I've ever loved is here. Every heartbreak I've ever witnessed is here. Every struggle, every success, everything is here. I'm not a world traveler. I'm here, and I've always been here. I love this place, and I see potential in this place. Any bit of potential I might see in the world, I have seen here. Every bit of frustration, everything. I would love to see the solution start here. But I'm talking to the world, or anybody that's watching. This could start anywhere. And the people most likely to agree with me will definitely start to disagree with me once I go forward, which is another reason why icon is the wrong way to go. This can't be built by somebody who is already an icon. It can be helped along by them, but it cannot be, the icon cannot be a human. Can't be. The human individual is too fragile for that. I certainly know I am. The human individual is too arrogant for that, too narcissistic for that. We already have in us, innate to us, arrogance and narcissism. And nothing shows that more, and nothing makes that worse than insecurity, and we are all affected by that. Many of us strongly affected by that. This cannot be accomplished by the need for the individual excellence, but it requires individual excellence and the fostering of that, the developing of that, the growth of that, because we all have it. The people who show it the least and believe it the least are the ones that are fighting the hardest against or just given up against insecurities. And we can't solve that here in these mediums, because words only get us so far. We need to start building. There need to be, and I could give you business models that take us down this path. So these videos aren't going to be, I'm done worrying about this. See, like right now, naturally in my mind, I start to think, oh, I'm over 20 minutes. Nobody watches past 5 minutes. 20 minutes is exceptional. And really now I could start to say whatever I want. I could talk about anything I want because nobody watches it this far into the video. I need to give up these preconceptions I have, because all they're doing is putting limiters on me. They stop me from saying what needs to be said. They stop me from doing the things I need to do, which is speak. Irony. The guy who knows needs to explain and not be famous for it. That's not how our world works. To be successful in this world, especially using this medium, to be successful here, you need to be liked, shared, influential. It's like having to use the system to beat the system, which is exactly what we need to do. We need to take what we've had for thousands of years and tailor make something. Use all this data I've been talking about, not in this video, but in other videos, all this exceptional data, and build something new. And it cannot be done for any one self-gratification or self-glorification. That's almost always where we start to go wrong. It's why generational wealth does not work. The people who build what works generationally are not the ones that spend the rewards of that building. All right, so I'm going to leave this introduction. This has been the introduction to my series on how to think and be happy. Video 1 coming next. Focus. Thank you for your time. Hope you enjoyed the rant.